number of individuals within the population in specific area over a given time. It represents to net change calculated by the adding natural increase, uh, birth rate minus death rates. And what is the net migration? Migration is immigrants minus immigrants. This is called net migration. A positive rate of indicates growth, while negative rate is shown decline. This is a population growth uh, meaning. A key aspect about the population growth. What is the definition components? We discussed about the definition and components. It is defined as the change in the number of inhabitants in the territory during the specific period. The primary refers to the fertility, maternity, and migration. Paternity means birth. Maternity leaves death means death. The measurements. What is the measurements of population growth? Growth is often expressed as a percentage rate, calculating the difference between the birth rates and over the time. What is the types of birth rate growth? Natural increase. The difference between the birth rate and death rate is called a natural increase. Net migration. What is the meaning of net migration? The difference between the number of people moving in and out. The difference between number of people moving in and out, and immigration and immigration. This is called net migration. What is the impact of the growth? High rates of population growth can lead to the rapid resources, the depletion of deforestation, and decreasing the biodiversity, like that. The global context as of 2025, the global population is estimated to be over the 8 billions within the global growth rate of the around the 0.5% of annually. Demographic indicators are essential statistics used to the analyze the population structure, growth, and health trend. But the key measures of including the crude birth rate, crude death rate, for overall population change. While the total fertility rate indicates the reproductive trends, infertility, mortality rate, and life expectancy related healthcare quality and development levels. What is the key demographic indicators? It is first one is crude birth rate, CBR. The total number of birth in the year, like 1,000 people. It is strictly measure the fertility through it does not account for the age and structure of the people. What is the simple way of explain the crude birth rate is the living birth a total population by living birth a total population in 2000. Then you calculate with 1,000 the total number of living birth in the year. For example, 1,000 people. It's quick measure of the fertility through that does not account for the age of structure of population. What is a crude death rate? A crude death rate means a total population death in the year per year, like crude birth rate. It is influenced by the population age structure. Older population will have a higher crude death rate. What is the formula of crude death rate? The total deaths by the total population into 1,000. Crude birth rate means it is total population by the total birth in total population by total live birth total population into 1,000. Crude death rate means total death by the total population into 1,000. This is called crude birth rate and crude death rate. A major difference between crude birth and death rate is what is the particular year death rates and particular year birth rates in total population. The total I will share you something. What is the total fraternity rate? Means total fraternity rates, it average number of children, women. 832, sorry, I'm muted sometime. What is the population growth developing country scenario? According to the latest report, the population of the developing countries has more than doubled in the last 35 years from the around the 1.7 billions in 1950s. It raised to the more than 4 billions in the 1990s. The experts in the population science they started that out of the estimated population 6.2 billions world population, nearly 5 billions will be from the developing countries. What is the developed country scenario? The developed country scenario on the including all Eastern blocks, Europe, Japan, like this. These other hand increased from the 832 millions in 1950s to 1.2 billion in the 1990s, with the around the 6.2 expected by the 2008. Furthermore, it is the estimation of the population of this living in developed countries would account for only 3% by the 2020s. This means that world majority population, nearly 97% live in the developing countries only. The nearly 97% is population is living in developing countries only. Only remaining 3% is living in developed countries. What is the growth population is again 95% of the global population growth is projected to take place in Africa, Asia, Latin America between these years of 1990 and 2015. While Africa population increased by 4 times, the Indian population is expected to be double. It should be remembered here that these are the countries which are the latest equipped to handle the growing numbers. Africa's population now grows the 3% annually. Next to the it is Western Asia within the 2.8%, and South Asia a score 2.3%, which are regenerated the highest rates in the world. Overall, the growth rate population of Asia stand at the 1.9%, while that Latin America is at a 2.1 percentage. Now compare them with Europe, 0.2%. The former Soviet Union rates 0.8%. North America stands 0.8%. Asia within the current population 3.1 billions is expected to touch the 4.9 billions by the 2025. The Africa with the 642 millions in the 1990s is expected to reach 1.5 billions. Latin America with 4.448 millions to reach 757 million figure. Europe with 495, 498 to likely 515 millions. The Soviet Union with 289 millions to reach 352 millions. North America with 276 million will grow the 332 million. What is the theories of population growth? The population dynamics is one of the chief expanded to the population theory was the Thomas Malthus theory. 1968 to the 1834, Thomas Malthus, an English economist, and his model his model is based on the a powerful theory which is related to property of masses to rapid population growth. To the new demographic records, it is the unscientific method. Uh, Malthus stressed that the population growth is because of poverty. If he propounded that the laws of nature condition that inviolability of the growing disparities between the rates of population growth and increase the means of substance. is the theories of trace the poverty of masses and suffering the population growth geometrical progression, while the means substances grow only the arithmetic progress. Malthusian emphasis Malthusian emphasize that there is only way of the overcoming is disruptive to keep population growth rate at the zero. Malthusian believes that population growth can be checked only by the wars and epidemics, the other natural disaster. However, the major conditions of the Malthusian theory of population surfaced in the case of advanced countries. The theory of population growth is availability of food grains and other goods necessary for the human substance become the rudent is the science since the advanced countries because of the continuous technological and educational process could be increase the production of all front including the food grains, although pushed to be a background for the sometimes the Malthusian ideas have been revived after the Second World War in the name of neo-Malthusian ideas. Their proportions to the world growing population cannot to be provided within the necessary food, hence the poverty is a natural occurrence, especially in the underdevelopment countries. They predict that there will be going be in general terms as a result of depletion of life resources, environmental pollution. The Neo-Malthusian attempts to trace the genus of poverty and mystery of these developing countries, their rapid growth of population. On the country, the crucial social scientists attribute the whole phenomena of the population growth to exploitation to the capitalist model production. These arguments get the strength from the following compare the analysis of the um, gross national product in European countries 1970s reveals that 1770s, as per the gross national product in the European countries was $210 against this $170 for the developing countries. By 1870s, the respective figures of we are $550 and $160. By the 1970s, the figure was $2,500 and $340. The population growth related the economic development and national power to long country has low rates of capital accumulation and the low level of education. Once broadly participating the growth is underway the however the high population in uh, under population and labor force are conducting the high rates of economic growth is international power. What is the trends of population growth in India? The theories of population growth thus could tell us the advantage also the advantage and disadvantages also in the population growth. Let's look at in the Indian population in 1891, the year from which population is count in the modern sense. Yeah, I will share you data. This is the developing countries method, youth domination. Malthusian theory, neo-Malthusian view, matters perspective. The population growth in India. This is about the shows India Union for the century 1891. India population growth can be explained in terms of three phases from the uh, unstoppable growth with high and low period of between 1921 and 1951. The year 1921 was what was in the demographic history of India. The rapid population growth started within the year 1951. As can be seen from the 1921, we are was wide variation in the population growth because of a high mortality rate. In this decade, 1890, several areas of the country suffered from famine and plague. Thus, census of 1901 registered from the decline of 2% from the 1981 level. Again, 1901 to the 1911 in this decade also witnessed to natural disasters like famines adding to the plague in Bengal. During the year of 1911 to the 1920, our country in this decade, our country suffered from the endemic that caused as estimated the 7% of mortality. This country witnessed to the started rise the population between the 1921 to the 1951 within a sharp fall of the death rate. Overall, showing the advances in medicine, our population almost double in the from the 347.5 millions in the 1957 to the uh, 683.3 millions in 1980. In this 1981 decade, our country population increased by the 161 million. India population in 1991 nearly three times. What is this time? It is of the independence time. Further, it is twice of the that Latin America. India annual addition to we add almost the total population of Australia or of Sri Lanka. However, the past 2 decades we have been showing the decline of both birth rates and death rates. We now have demographic history of around the 100 years of changes in birth and death rates. The first stage of transmission of India countries till 1920s. This was the phase which is marked by high death rates and birth rate. The second phase marked by the industrialization and major causes of the mortality like famines, epidemics, diseases, plague. We are controlled thanks to the precision advance in the medicine. These periods continued in 1971. Later, that was marked by the sharp decline of death rates. The birth rates of 1.96 percentage from the annual registered from the between the 1915 to the 51 to the 61 compared to the 1.2% during the 1941 to the 1951. During the 1961 to 71, birth rates was quite high with the further decline of the death rates. The growth rate was slightly more than the present. The third phase of the growth population can be seen in the 1971, which birth rates also started showing the some decline. For the demographers and other, although there was decline and birth rates that absolutely the population has been increased in this stage. What is the effects of population growth? We are continue with the rapid growth of population. Continued rapid growth of population in developing countries bring the human beings into the almost collision of the codes within the mm, necessity of maintain their resources. It is considered to the threat to the global environment. The increased number of the demands land, air, water, resources making it difficult to support a growing population. The further increasing the population and declining the resources, the contribute to the increasing the migration from the rural and to the urban areas. It is estimated by the year of 2000. Over the 40% of population living in countries of Africa and Asia, nearly 80% of Latin America would be migrated to the urban areas. Growing population will have it is consequence to urban life in general bodies. General besides the other sociological implications, the rising the population distribute that the balance between the urban and rural areas. Reports between 1990s and 2030s world population grows a 3.7 billions increase in the population has bring to the environment. According to the World Development put as a increasing the floods, three folds. In these developing countries like India, electricity naturally demands on growth the food availability. Food production has to be the double industrial problems including the health, immunization, and illiteracy. One of the third of the one third of the population has consumption will be have increased 5 times. Increased population will be bring in environmental uh, problems, sanitation, and 1 billion are without safe drinking water. Over 1.3 billions are affected from the sweet and smoking. Between 300 to 700 millions women are suffering from the severe pollution problem from the cooking fires. Million of farmers, forest developers whose occupational in the agriculture have to the think consequence of the excessive of use of pesticides, fertilizers, irrigation, water, environmental issues connected with a careful plan of growth in the population will be have consequence of the policy making. Increase the population will have pressure on schooling, especially girls, family planning services, agriculture extension, and need to for the better sanitation and cleaning water. In the long term, the man is responsible the wide range of changes in the ecosystem we have brought about the changes in the clinical composition of soil, water in the stream, lakes, and even in the sea. The change in the air that collectively contribute the massive modification of natural environment and living creations of the kinds. Increase the population will have pressure on the several aspects. The project addition in the 1 million people in the Earth by 2000 brings to about the global catastrophe. We should remember that unlike the other animals, man's power regulates their own numbers. In addition to the control of the population, there is going to be needed for the spectacular increasing the food supply and other essential. If you do not effectively stop the rapid growth of population, increase the population causes the challenges to the people living rural areas, resource degradation resulting from the rapid growing the demand for the food and fuel. Adding to the this poverty, illiteracy, preserving the values of natural forest, wetlands, coastal areas, and grassland for the commercial cultivation to lead to a number of problems. In addition to this, there will be large scale migration to the creation certain areas. The urbanization is a dominated trends in the 20th century. The migration of people to the cities is closely connected with the developed strategy. In fact, urbanization is the investable aspect of the development. According to the census, when an area is called urban, it is there is more than 5 lakhs people in about the 400 persons are living in the area. In 1 square kilometer further, the Arca is called urban if you more than 70%, 75% of male population is engaged in the non-agriculture occupation. In India, the number of people working in the urban areas increased by 60%, 62% million in 1951 to the uh, 290 millions in the 1991. By this 2001, it was estimated that more than 340 millions are expected to the living in urban areas in the world, occupy only the percentage of Earth surface. This itself the shows the dim- uh, domination for the problems of urban areas owing to the unchecked population growth migration. It is also urbanization, the part of economical development. It is the effects of environment, while industrial undertaking that's transport are the chief causes, degradation, industrial effluents, poverty, illiteracy, and the other reasons are the population of these cities, air and water sources. Much of the urban spaces is environmentally polluted and degraded. Unplanned urban expansion causes the land slides also. The cities in developing countries is called as a concrete jungle due to the large scale of construction of multi-state buildings. Over the 40% of urban developers live in the slums, leading to the various sociological problems. The the mode of living habitats, customs, and the general outlook of the effect on the environment increase the population, further complication of the problem. You can very well imagine the transportation system in cities like Bombay and other metropolitan cities, India, which are experiencing the severe strain owing the increased pressure on population. Going by the present trends in production, the projected population increase in the developing countries put in the rise of for the 4 to 5% percentage is near. In 1937 and 1932, 2030, that towards the end of the period would be about the 5 times of the what it is today. Rising environmental population will upset to the dedicate the balance between man and nature. Millions die or became the sick from the bad environment. Water shortage become the interrogable, leading to the large scale migration at the rate of which is the forest or tropical forest and other natural habitat decline to the fraction of their current size of size. The lot of depend on substations, technical progress, and structural change. According to the reports of the World Bank, 90% of doubling in food production, and over the past quarter century come from the higher end of the only the 10% for the cultivated more than that. This is the problem facing the urbanization and facing the environmental problems. What are the social economic effects of the pollution? Pollution control, population control in India, strategies and challenges is the important method. The explore the population control in India, the strategies, challenges and benefits for the sustainable growth, social welfare and environmental balance. The population control in India is vital policy initiative. The aim to managing the country rapidly growing the population over the, within the 1.4 billion people. India faces immense pressure on the resource, healthcare, education, development, employment, the population control in India. It is not only but limiting numbers of ensuring the sustainable development, improving the living standards and reducing the poverty. Government programs along with awareness campaignings by the NGOs. We have working for the decade to implement the effective population control in India. The importance of this population control in India is essential for the economic stability, social welfare, and environmental sustainability. Uncontrolled population growth can be lead to the unemployment, inequity, health care, and stay in the natural resource. By this implementing the population control in India, the country can focus on improving the infrastructure, education, healthcare services, ensuring the a better quality of life for the citizens. What is the economical benefits of the population control in India? The population control in India directly impact the economic high population growth, increasing the depends on ratio, unemployment and poverty levels. The effective population control in India allows to the better resources allocation more than job opportunities and improve the urban planning, contributing to the economical development. What is the social advantage of population control in India? The population control in India brings to numerous social benefits. The families with the fewer children can provide the better health care and nutrition and education. The population control in the India also empowers the women to make informed to the discussion to about the family size and the career choice, promoting the equality and social stability. The challenge in population control in India. Despite the decades of efforts, the population control is India faces the several challenges: cultural norms, religious beliefs, a low awareness, and indicate the healthcare infrastructure. It is population. This is a population control programs in India. The cultural and religion barriers. What is the cultural religious barriers in the population control? Population control in India often conflict within the traditional beliefs. Many communities prefer to longer families, make it is difficult to implementation of population control in India. Measures awareness programs must be culturally sensitive to the encourage the acceptance and participation. What is the lack of awareness and education? A major problem in India, population control in India, lack of education and awareness. Many individuals are unaware of the family planning methods and benefits of the smaller families. Education campaigns are critical to the ensure the successful population control in the Indian uh, area. Limited healthcare access. The population control is India requires accessible healthcare services, including the contraceptives. prenatal and postnatal care, and counseling. Rural and remote areas are often to their faces the challenges due to the shortage of healthcare facilities and trying to the personal limiting to the reach the population control in Indian program. What are the strategies for the population control in India? The Indian government is collaboration with the NGOs and international organizations and implement the several strategies to the promoting the population control in India. These strategies focusing on education, healthcare access, and inserting the family planning practices. You took from the you organize some health awareness programs. What is the problems between population growth, population controlling method? These are all the strategies for population controlling method. What is the plan? What is the family planning programs in population control? Population control is the India highly relies on the family planning program. These is the programs provide the contraceptives, reproductive health care education, and counseling the common methods, including the condoms, devices like contraceptive devices like UVCDs, sterilization of procedures. Family planning programs are the contraceptive population control methods. What is the awareness and education campaigns? Education plans is a crucial role, play the crucial role in the population control in India. Schools, colleges, and medical campaigns promote to the benefits of smaller age programs like citizens who farm to the motivate the adapt the family planning methods. Government, what is the government policies and incentives? The encouraging of participation of the population control in India, the government offers the incentives such as the financial support, sterilization access, healthcare facilities, the priority of social welfare schemes, the policies promoting the delayed marriages, birth spacing, and human education strength the population control in Indian efforts. What is the role of technology, major technology? What is the role of major in technology population control in India? The modern technology aids the population control in India, providing the mobile apps, online counseling, and telecommunication services. These tools are ensuring the access to the reproductive health information and family planning methods, even in remote and unaddressed areas, uh, enhancing to the effects efficiency to population control in Indian program. The population control in Indian and sustainable development. The population control in India is closely linked with sustainable development goals. Managing the population growth helps to conserve the natural resources, protect the environmental, and improving the living standards. The population control in India ensuring that sustainable use of water, land, energy, promoting to the economic and social growth. Environment. What is the environmental benefits in the control of the population growth? Population growth controlling in India contribute to the environmental sustainability. The environmental sustainability reduces the population growth, decreases the pressure of the forest, water, water bodies, energy resources by implementing the population control. Implementing the population control, energy resources by implementing the country can be maintain the ecological balance and reduce the carbon footprint. What is the improved quality? What is the population control in improve the quality life? The population control in India enables the better healthcare, education, and employment opportunity um, to smaller families can invest the more than the well-being of the each member of loading to the healthcare. The more educated citizens, the effective population control in India improves the overall quality of life, overall quality life of social stability. The what is the population control? Population control in India is a crucial component for the nation development strategy. Dispute the challenges such as cultural barriers, lack of awareness, and limited healthcare access. Strategies like family planning programs, education campaigns, government incentives to the rural peoples, and technology drives solutions made of the means with sustainable reduce population to decrease the pressure on different environmental aspects. Technology driven solutions have made significant progress. The population control in India ensure the economical stability, the social welfare, and the environmental stability, and a better quality of life. The continuous effort to the and public cooperation are the vital to the long-term success in the population control in Indian aspects. What is a summary of these concepts about development and environmental protection? The population problems call from the more than attention. The since growth of population adversely the effect to the development, the effort should be made with educate people about the benefits of small family, education of the girls, and the most important aspect of the endeavor. These the more money needs to be pumped into the better equipment, better financed family welfare schemes. A brief concept of the population growth is what is the population growth? Population growth is the increase of number of individuals within the population in the specific area over the given time. This is the population. What is the major types of the population growth is increasing, natural increasing, net migration, a global context. What is the impact of the population growth? This is the population, major types of population growth. What is a definition of population growth? It is defined as a change the number of inhabited to the in the territory during the specific period. The defined of changes the number of inhabitants in the territory during the specific period. This is the population growth definition. What is the key demographic indicators of the population growth? The major demographic indicators is crude birth rate and crude death rate. A birth rate means a total number of living birth in the particular year. A death rate means crude death rate means it's the total number of deaths in the particular year. This is a crude birth rate and crude death rate. Some what population growth determines the difference between the crude death rate and crude birth rate. According to the United Nations Population and Fund Development is called, it is world population spread to the 8 millions to the 19 on November 15, 2022. It is estimated to be approximately 8.3 billion earlier, 2026. But what population growth scenario? The population growth scenario is developing countries and developed countries scenarios. Developing countries, according to the latest report, the population developing countries has more than doubled by the 35 years. Developed country is around the 1950 to 1990, 1.2 billion population is increasing. what is the growth rate of the population? Again, 97% of the global population in these projected the place, Africa, Asia, Latin America, between the 90s and 2050. The while Africa population increases the times in increased by the 4 times, Indian population is expected to the double. This is a developing country scenario. What is the theories? The major theories of the population growth is Malthusian theory, Thomas Malthusian theory. And what is the trends in the population growth in India? You know that the census of 90s 1901 registered with a decline in the 2% of 1981 level. Again, 1901 to the 1911 decades of also witnessed to the natural disasters like plague plague. During 1911 and 1920, our country suffered from the epidemic diseases called like plague. The country was witnessed the study to the rise the population between 1921 to 51. What is the effects of the population growth? Well, major effects of the it is considered as a threat to the global environment, difficult to the support of growing the population. Growing the population in 90s, the reports between 1990s and 2030, the world population growth are 3.7 billions. Increased population in bring the environmental problem. The food production can be double the industrial problems, including the health and immunization problems. The next one is population control strategies in the social strategies and important strategies in the population growing. The importance of population control in India. The population control in India is essential for the economic stability, the social welfare, and environmental sustainability. Uncontrolled population growth can be lead to the unemployment, healthcare problems, research by implementing the population control in India. The country can be focusing on improving the infrastructure, education, healthcare services, ensuring the better quality of life for the citizens. What is the economic benefit of some economical benefits of population growth, control in India? It is directly population control in India directly impact with the economy. Highly population growth in increasing the depends on the ratio of unemployment, poverty, in population control in India allows to better the resource allocation to the more job opportunities and improve the urban planning,